And good evening, everyone, and welcome into the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. I'm your host, Russ Renault. Thanks for joining us here on another Sunday night here in Houston, Texas. Got a great show for you tonight as we recap the fight night from last night between Holm and Bueno Silva, some other events that we'll talk about on that card. So on this show, as you may have already known if you've been here before, two meanings to that name of the show, UFC Fight Cards. First, we go through the fight cards, the fight schedule. We talk about last night's fight. We look ahead to the events to come. And then we open up a hobby box of UFC trading cards. So, if you're joining us for the first time, everything that we open on the show is for sale. So, you can reach me at russ@orange-fire.com. You can reach out on Twitter at FightCardsRuss or at Orange Fire Media or Facebook, Russ Renault, RussReneau, or Orange Fire Media. We also have a store on eBay, so you can find us there. It's called Orange Fire Lots of Lots. We list stuff every week after we open it. We like to let everyone here be the first one to get a crack at it. But if nobody lays claim to it, then we move on. And we put it on eBay. So we'll show what we've hit, what we've got left as far as autograph cards and numbered cards from Prism. And it will also show the autographs and the numbered cards we have from Donruss that we've been opening the last 4 weeks. I do want to apologize for those who tune in regularly about last week's show. We didn't stream live, but we did get the video posted, just an extra setting. I've been playing around with the settings for a couple of weeks now, and so just unable to, there was one additional step that I needed to do to get the live stream going, and I didn't click that button, so I did record it, so I was able to post the video later, but sorry about that, but at least we're on here tonight. So here we are, and I appreciate you being here. So let's go ahead and talk about last night's fights. So we will talk about that main event between Holm and Bueno Silva. It was in the women's bantamweight division last night from the Apex in Las Vegas. And of course, Holm, the former champion, ranked number 3 coming in. Bueno Silva ranked number 10. And in that fight, really surprised about the result, with Bueno Silva getting submission with a standing guillotine in the second round. Holly looked good in the first round, really controlled the tempo, and I think she won round 1, but then just got in trouble. Went in for the takedown. Bueno Silva using that power, getting a hold of the neck of Holm and tapping out the former champion. And you could see it on Holm's face when the decision was made, very respectful of her opponent, but you could tell that she could see that the path to the title again just got a whole lot tougher because she was right there. You're talking about a win, and then you are probably next in line. We figure now with that result that it's going to be Juliana Pena against Raquel Pennington for that vacant bantamweight women's title, and Holm could have thrown her name in that hat. So you had two former champions squaring off if she had faced Pena. But now looks like that just solidified Raquel Pennington's place in that matchup. So that's what we're looking forward to. I know Bueno Silva, she wanted to have her say that she wanted to be next, and Juliana came back and said she'll take on both of them in one night. But Juliana likes to talk a lot, and we know that. But it'll be her and Pennington, and then Silva might have to go through one more opponent before she gets that crack. Maybe Amisha Tate. Aaron Blanchfield is looking down the line, so who knows what's going to happen going forward. So the co-main event last night was very surprising, not by who won the fight, but how it was done. A lot of people saying could have gone the other way, but I will talk about that a little bit. As I've been watching fights a little bit more intently, and especially with the judging. I'm just trying to get a sense of what they're watching and what they're looking for. So in the welterweight division, 14th ranked Jack Della Maddalena, he's a rookie in these 2023 products, a very sought after rookie actually, and a lot of people like him. Most people like him, and I think that's why they were so much cheering for him last night and getting the split decision victory over Basil Hafez. And Hafez, 5 days notice, taking this fight. Maddalena was supposed to fight on the last card and had 2 opponents drop out. And so getting a new opponent, newcomer to the UFC, and Hafez showed that he belongs. And he looked great, but Jack Della Maddalena, in my opinion, and I really don't, have a fan opinion either way on these guys. I just kind of look at it as objectively as I can. And, Maddalena he landed 100 strikes total more and 50 more significant strikes. So you can't just ignore that with the ground control. I mean, a lot of people who are involved in this sport come from a wrestling background and really want to say that control time means so much, but when you're using a boxing system, and some of these officials also watch boxing matches, and the rules of the UFC and MMA is that damage is the number one factor. And Jack Della Maddalena did a lot of damage last night. And you can make a case for all 3 rounds that Jack Della Maddalena won all 3 just based on the damage alone. Of course, Hafez did great in the clinch and controlling the ground, but didn't do enough when he had that control to win the fight. So, it was a shaky performance from what we were all expecting from a minus 900 favorite, but getting the win and getting to know that the competition is getting tougher, and we'll see what lays down the road for Della Maddalena. So he was supposed to fight Sean Brady originally, and maybe that's the next step, and maybe they go back to that and try to reschedule that when Brady's healthy and see if we can get that matchup. So I think that'd be a good test to see where Della Maddalena is after this tough test that he just faced. So usually I don't spend a whole lot of time on the fight night cards. Just depends on who is fighting, so that we can get through the rest of the schedule and get on to opening the cards, so we don't have one of the longer shows. We like to save the longer shows for the pay-per-view event. So let's just run down some of the other things that might stand out to us, some highlights. I think that the women's featherweight matchup between Norma Dumont and Chelsea Chandler, 2 of the top 15 in the bantamweight division. Dumont's 13, Chandler's 14, trying to keep that featherweight division alive, but I don't think that's going to last. The women's featherweight division might be done after this fight. I don't know, but Norma Dumont getting the victory, and I think the highlight of that fight, she gets a unanimous decision, but the highlight is she landed a left on Chandler, and Chandler running across the other side of the octagon. I think if you haven't seen that, it's pretty funny, so go check that out. Let's see, there's one other one that I wanted to talk about on here. It's just nasty. Women's strawweight division, Victoria Dudakova against Acela Nunes. If you have not seen what happened, if you're a little squeamish, don't go watch the highlights. If you don't care and you love violence, by all means go watch it. But Dudakova getting a knockout in 34 seconds, and it really wasn't a knockout. What she did is she went in for the takedown, and as Nunes was trying to brace herself for the mat, went to put her left arm down, and it just snapped in half. It was nasty. It was one of the more brutal things that we've seen lately, but that is this game, and Dudakova gets the victory. So if you want to see it, by all means go for it, but you've been warned. Not a whole lot else stood out to me last night, so we'll just go ahead and go through the upcoming schedule. And so Fight Night, really looking forward to that next weekend in London with heavyweight matchup between number 5 Tom Aspinall and number 10 Marcin Tybura. As you know, that I'm a big Tom Aspinall fan. Just been on that train for a while and ready for him to get back at it. He's been out for almost a year after that injury suffered against Curtis Blades exactly a year ago, almost to the day. So it'd be really good to see in London. Molly McCann in the co-main event, Julia Stolarenko. What else we got? Paul Craig, Andre Muniz in a middleweight matchup. So pretty good card for Fight Night. And these Fight Night cards are actually pretty good coming up. So really looking forward to that. Then we've got another pay-per-view, UFC 291. 2 pay-per-views this month, July 29th in Salt Lake City. And, of course, that one headlined the lightweight matchup for the BMF belt between number 2 Dustin Poirier, number 3 Justin Gaethje. You know, Poirier getting the TKO against Gaethje last time that they squared off. It's a few years ago now, so Gaethje better. Poirier is just dynamite. So, see where that one goes. It should be a really fun fight. So the co-main event just got a whole lot more interesting after the news this week, and we'll talk about that. So light heavyweight matchup in the co-main event between the number 3 ranked former champion Jan Blachowicz and the newcomer to the division, the former middleweight champion Alex Pereira. So Pereira making his light heavyweight debut, and this one has major implications now because Jamal Hill rupturing his Achilles tendon in a basketball game last weekend, and he has vacated the light heavyweight title, just like Yuri Prochazka did a year ago when he injured his shoulder. Now it's Jamal Hill giving way to the division, and this matchup is huge because I believe that the winner of this matchup will face Yuri Prochazka sometime later this year for the vacant light heavyweight title. So really interesting with that news coming out this week, and I wish Jamal Hill all the best. Hope the champ gets back. And, I really hope Yuri goes ahead and wins the belt and he and Jamal Hill can get after it sometime next year. I mean, Achilles injuries are nasty. I come from a sports background, and that's one of the ones that can be a career ender. So, you can come back from ACLs pretty easy now. It takes about a year. Just like Tom Aspinall, he had that ACL injury, but Achilles injuries are a different deal. And it hasn't been perfected yet, the surgery on that to get back. So it's just really tough, and we wish Jamal Hill the best. So hats off to him for letting the division move forward, and just shows the class in that division. Also on that card, if we just go down, we got some ranked fighters on there. Paulo Costa facing Ikram Aleskarov, Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green, unranked, but everybody knows their names. Michael Chiesa against Kevin Holland, and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Michel Pereira. Also Derek Lewis, number 11 ranked heavyweight in action. So really great card, and really looking forward to that in a couple of weeks. So then we go to Fight Night, August 5th in Nashville, headlined by Corey Sandhagen and Umar Nurmagomedov in a bantamweight matchup between number 4 and number 11. Got a couple of rookies in the product in there. Looking at Ignacio Bahamondes, Damon Jackson facing Billy Quarantillo, and Kyler Phillips also on that card. Also got a women's strawweight matchup on there, top 10 matchup between Jessica Andrade and Tatiana Suarez. So that one's a pretty good one there in Nashville. Fight Night, the August 12th at the Apex in Las Vegas. That card really hasn't filled out too much yet. Just less than a month away. We know the main event, welterweight division, number 9, Rafael dos Anjos against number 10, Vicente Luque. Then we get to another big one, UFC 292, August 19th in Boston. And a bantamweight title matchup in the main event between the champion Aljamain Sterling and the number 2 ranked contender Sean O'Malley. So we know the beef between those two, and we know that that's going to be a show, and then really looking forward to that one. Also, another title on the line that night, women's strawweight division, champion Zhang Wei Li defending against number 4 Amanda Lemos. A bantamweight matchup that was just added this week after Henry Cejudo pulled out, left Marlon Chito Vera without an opponent. So Vera's going to be taking on Pedro Munoz, so number 6 against number 10. Also, number 7 and number 8 bantamweights going at it with Rob Font and Song Yadong. Welterweight division, top 15 matchup between number 8 Jeff Neal and number 13 Ian Gary, who's just looked phenomenal. So a real big test against a veteran there for Ian Gary. And also a lot of good veterans on that card. Then we get to Fight Night, August 26th in Singapore, and featherweight matchup between number 2 Max Holloway, number 7 Chan Sung Young, the Korean Zombie. Also light heavyweight co-main between number 7 Anthony Smith and number 10 Ryan Spann. Smith defeated Spann a few years ago now, but Ryan Spann's improved, and Anthony Smith trying to turn things around after 2 straight losses. Also, women's flyweight matchup, really a big one to look forward to. Number 3 Tyler Santos against number 4 Erin Blanchfield. And if Blanchfield wins that one, don't know if which title she'll end up challenging for. If she goes for the bantamweight title or the flyweight title, she is kind of a key kingpin in both women's divisions right now, just depending on what happens with the women's bantamweight title. So moving on, so another Fight Night overseas, September 2nd in Paris. Heavyweight main event between the hometown favorite, number 2 Cyril Gane, and he'll be taking on number 8 Sergey Spivak. And women's flyweight matchup, the number 2 ranked flyweight Manon Fiorot will take on the number 2 ranked strawweight in former strawweight champion Rose Namajunas, making her flyweight debut. Also got number 8 ranked light heavyweight Volkan Ozdemir on that card, and show's fan favorite Haley Cowan will be facing Zara Farron in the women's bantamweight matchup. And if you're new to the show, Haley Cowan is a Baylor Bear, so am I. So we're big fans on this show anyway. So we're looking forward a lot to September 2nd for Haley. No main event yet for September 9th, UFC 293 in Sydney. We know Kai Kara France probably on that card against Manel Cape. The only one official on that card right now, the light heavyweight matchup between Carlos Ulberg and Dawan Young. Then we got Fight Night September 16th from T-Mobile Arena. And it's actually, Dana White said the timing just was not good on this. If they hadn't already announced UFC 293, this would have been UFC 293. So a women's flyweight championship rematch between the champion Alexa Grasso and the number 1 contender, former champion Valentina Shevchenko. Great co-main event, welterweight matchup. Number 6 Shavkat Rakhmonov against number 12 Kelvin Gastelum. Then we go to UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. Still don't know a main event in this one yet either. We were thinking that we'll see Islam Makhachev in some capacity against an opponent. I'm guessing it's going to be Charles Oliveira. They're going to run that one back. I think Oliveira's earned it. Probably earned it before that, but they had the matchup with Volkanovski in between. But the way Charles looked against Dariush, I think you can't deny him that. So look for that again in that event. It was the same time last year in Abu Dhabi. So I think we're going to see that same main event coming up. There was a fight added. Don't think it's official yet, but rumored to be on that card. And top 15 flyweight matchup between number 10 Tim Elliott and number 11 Mohamed Mokaev. If you've been watching the show, we kind of have the hot hand when it comes to Mohamed Mokaev. We got a auto redemption and we got an octagon canvas. Somebody picked that up this week, so good luck to you who picked that up, and hope that got into the mail to you and it's in your hands now. So the only other thing that we have to talk about as far as the schedule goes is the big one, November 11th, UFC 295 from New York. in Madison Square Garden, and that's the heavyweight title matchup between the champion John Jones, the former champion, and the number 3 ranked contender Stipe Miocic. So that is what we know for the coming months and what we will be looking at. And so now let's turn our attention to these cards. So one thing that we like to do on the show is we do like to run through our hobby top 5, which is the top 5 fighters that people are collecting right now. Not necessarily the top 5 pound for pound, definitely not the top 5 pound for pound, but just who everybody's kind of got their eye on, who's commanding the most in breaks, who people are paying top dollar for. So let's go ahead and look at the hobby top 5 right now. Let me get the audio back. So number 5, Alex Pereira. Number 4 is the only female in the hobby top 5, Erin Blanchfield. Number 3 is not a rookie, and that is Khamzat Chimaev. Like I said, nothing's changed this week. No results, no products to really change anything. Also not a rookie at number 2. Shavkat Rakhmonov was the hottest rookie in last year's product. And number 1 again this week is the hottest rookie in the 2023 products, and it is, of course, Bo Nickel. So we'll take a look at those again. Here's your hobby top 5 with Bo Nickel, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Khamzat Chimaev, Erin Blanchfield, and Alex Pereira. So there we go. There is our weekly feature. And if you got any comments on that, if you think that that's not the case, then let me know. Hey Austin, it's good to have you in there, and everybody can use that chat box. But Austin, you think Stipe is going to get absolutely steamrolled? He might. I like to give him a chance. He's kind of biased towards him. I saw UFC 220 when he faced Francis Ngannou, so very smart, very tactical. So we'll see what happens. Looking forward to that one. So I do want to let everybody know, just we're going to talk about some hobby news. We talked about Fanatics Live last week, and just, the future of breaking in other sports, because they're all controlled by Fanatics. The good thing about UFC is that it's not yet, but who knows if it's going to go down that road. So people who are doing breaks with Fanatics products may be out of business. But as long as UFC doesn't sell out to Fanatics, then everybody kind of doing breaks would be okay. I don't think it changes what we do at all, because I'm not selling spots on this show, so we haven't got to that point yet. But do want to tell everybody just some things that have been kicking around this week. Select is supposed to release next week on July 21st, and we had a case on order. We had to scale that back a little bit. If you don't know, the cost associated with doing a show like this, getting that much product, put a little strain on the budget. So I don't know that we won't have the case of Select coming out. We're just going to keep opening what we have. We've got 5 more boxes of Donruss. We've got 4 more boxes of Prism. So we're going to open, at least, we've actually got 6. This is our 5th one. We'll be down to 5 after tonight on the Donruss, but just not going to be able to do the case of Select like we'd hoped. Just you can tell, like, you have the numbers, you can afford to do more things, so we'll work on it. We'll just keep doing. We'll just keep trying to make the show better and better. What I was working on last week, and kind of the reason why the live stream wasn't up, I was trying to get the audio working for guests and having people on the call, and kind of got that figured out now. So we have that ability, and I think that's kind of what we're going to focus on in the future. So I still want to do a lot with cards. Just may take a little more planning and a little more success of this show. I have no problem admitting that, that's what we're going to kind of focus on going forward, is just growing the show, getting some people on here to help us do that. And then, if all goes well, that we'll be back in business. We're not, like I said, I'm going to still do the show. Just maybe scale back on the card side a little bit. I don't want to do that. Obviously, I had a plan to have a case of every product, but just with the way the show, it takes a lot to run this show in that manner. And so we're just not generating the revenue that we need to be able to sustain that model. So I just want to be upfront about that. And I didn't want to, I know I promised that. And so hopefully that will, get back going at some point down the road. But while we have cards, we're going to open them. So here we go. So we do have 6 boxes left. So we're doing live rip number 5 of this Donruss product. And let's see what we pull out of here. Well, before we do that, before I have to put these hot gloves on, let's go through what we've hit the last few weeks. Let's start with the Prism. And we have sent off for this redemption. We've already sent this off. So Israel Adesanya, Prism throwback signatures. I've also got a purple to go with that, number to 149. Got a BJ Penn redemption. We've also sent off for that. So got a few Bryce Mitchells with the Mojo. Like I said, most of these are listed on eBay, so you can find those there. So we've got a blue wave, a green, and whenever you buy anything from me, you're going to get a little bit extra of whatever I have of that fighter. You're going to get that too. So we've got Andrea Lee, we've got a teal, number to 49. Also got a Marvin Vittori, teal, number to 49. Got silver to go with that. A little silver press proof. Haven't listed these yet, but these will be going. We need to generate more revenue for the show. So Tabitha Ricci, orange, number to 99. Also a Ruby Wave. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rookie cards. And she's not in the Donruss product, so those are her first and only rookies so far. Here we go with Sergey Pavlovich, orange, number to 99, blue wave, and the base. Got a Brandon Moreno, purple, number to 149. Lucas Almeida, the blue, numbered to 175. Also got a ruby wave and a silver. Song Yudong got the red, number to 199, and the ruby wave. Silver press proof. And then as far as your Rosenstrike goes, got the red 199, cracked ice, and a ruby wave. And to finish off, well, we got 2 more. Corey Sandhagen, number to 199 with the red. And the Said Yakub Kakramanov, rookie, red, number to 199. So here we go with our Donruss that we've pulled lately. Like I said, a lot of this is gone. I'll tell you about some of the stuff that we did have, but we do have last week's pulls, the big ones still. We got the Damon Jackson blue laser hollow auto. That one is numbered to 25. Vulcan Ozdemir red, number to 75. Johnny Walker 75. Said Nurmagomedov silver, number to 99. Jason Herzog, Authority of the Octagon Silver, numbered to 99. Last week's memorabilia card was Robert Whitaker, the Octagon Canvas. I've also got a Jeff Neal Octagon Canvas left that comes with a Hyper Prism. So those are our pulls from the last couple of weeks. And let's get those stored away. And here we go with our 5th box of Donruss. Hope we can, I think the Bo Nickel Black is already gone. That would help out the show a lot if we could pull that. Even, a blue, a gold, something like that to keep us going. Like I said, we're not going anywhere. I'm still going to do the show. Just may change after the next 10 weeks how we do it. And I do hope to get my hands on some select, maybe even this week, get 1 box instead of 12. But we'll look into that. All right, here we go. Anybody, I say here we go, and the funny thing is, everybody miss Mike Goldberg saying that. I love hearing that in a championship fight in a main event. Anik's good at what he does, but does not have that signature start of a fight that Goldberg had. That here we go was awesome. And when he finished the fight, if it was a finish, he would say it's all over. And I think things like that are important. I come from a broadcasting background, so I like that stuff, and Anik's Anik. So just wish he had some more flavorful things to start and end a fight. So we go through all the cards, and then we'll get to the hits, and we'll go back through all the hits at the end too. Blagoy, Ivanov, Abubakar Nurmagomedov, Gilbert Burns, Josh Emmett, Sergey Pavlovich. Be interesting to see how many complete sets we have already. Alex Caceres, Chael Sonnen, Arnold Allen, Marlon Vera, Glover Teixeira, Sergey Spivak, Michelle Pereira, Jens Pulver, Yair Rodriguez, Kalen Chukagian, Royce Gracie, Stipe Miocic, Piotr Jan, Merab Dvalishvili, Matt Serra, Edson Barboza, Rafael Sunsao, Herb Dean, Authority of the Octagon, and Mark Kerr, Silver Auto. So we actually pulled a Mark Kerr out of Prism. So that's our second one. Interesting. And right out of the box, the auto is gone. So there we go. Take a look at Mark Kerr. See what else we have in here. Rich Franklin. Here's the press proofs. Rich Franklin, Pedro Munoz, Manon Firo Purple, Alex Pereira Crunch Time. It's a rookie, so we will put that one in our Poeton stack. All right. Then we got Alex Volkanovski, Dominators, Hamzat Chimaev, The Untouchables. I don't think we have that one yet. So, still trying to finish off some of those insert sets. All right. And I do like the reason why I go through all of them is just in case we want to talk about fights some more. Somebody just sticks out to us, and then we go ahead and talk about it. Khabib Nurmagomedov, T.J. Dillashaw, Johnny Walker, Vivian Araujo, Sean Brady, Misha Tate, Marcin Tybura, B.J. Penn, Dan Ige, Neil Magny, Justin Gagey, George St. Pierre, Carlos Esparza, Michael Chiesa, Dean Thomas, Volkan Ozdemir, Davison Figueiredo, Chris Dawkins, Alonzo Minifield, Khalil Roundtree Jr., Dominic Cruz, Rose Namajunas, Macy Barber, Rich Franklin, and finally some different rookies. If you've been with us for our first four, we had like all the same rookies in the first four. Luckily, there was 3 Bo Nickel variations in there. We have a Bo Nickel base. We had 2 Bo Nickel base, a silver, and a purple press proof. So we weren't complaining about that. We had a couple of Alex Pereira, we had a couple of Aaron Blanchfield, but we got like 4 Molly McCanns. But finally, good to see somebody else with Terrence McKinney. That's a new one we don't have. Press proofs: Rob Font, Irene Aldana, Rafael Fiziev, purple press proof, Valentina Shevchenko, Untouchables, Francis Ngannou, Stairmasters, and Carla Esparza, Octagon Marvels. I believe we have most of those. If that was really Conor McGregor, this would really boost our show. Here we go. Umar Nurmagomedov, Pannie Kianzad, Ryan Hall, Macy Chiasson, Irene Aldana, Santiago Ponzinibbio. And I'm talking about the chat, if let me point that out. Alexander Volkov, Jorge Masvidal, Giga Chikadze, Sean Strickland, Islam Makhachev, Cynthia Calvillo, Dustin Poirier, Rafael Fiziev, Brock Lesnar, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Rob Font, Matt Schnell, Jennifer Maya, Stephen Thompson, Anthony Smith, Ketlin Vieira, Jailton Almeida, and also got our memorabilia coming up. So I think we have an Almeida purple. We didn't have the base yet, so now we got a base of Almeida. And here we go with Michelle Pereira, Octagon Canvas. And please, Connor, if you're listening to this show, need some cash to get that case of Select, and we'll even take some vodka. You buy the cards, I'll buy the vodka, or whatever it is. Umar Nurmagomedov with the silver, teal of Khabib. We got a blue laser hollow of Jimmy Flick. So if you do not know, Jimmy Flick actually is a card collector. Austin, you got it, brother. Austin's claiming the Michelle Pereira. So hit me up, man. Like I said, y'all can reach me by email at russ@orange-fire.com. Find me on Facebook, Russ Renault, Reneau, or Orange Fire Media. So, good deal. So there you go, Jimmy Flick, a card collector himself. This one numbered to 49. So, cool stuff. I was in a group last week. Somebody said they pulled the Jimmy Flick, and Jimmy jumped on and said, "Hey, send it to me, and I'll sign it for you." It's pretty cool. Glover Teixeira, Crunch Time, John Jones, Dominators, Hamzat Chimaev, Hoist Gracie, Fantasy Matchups. I don't think we have that one yet. Also don't think we have the Jones or the Teixeira. So yeah, we're seeing some different stuff here this week. And that is good. That's always good. That's also the earliest our auto and our memorabilia card have been gone. Usually it's been towards the end that, we'll still have one left to go through. There we go with Jimmy Crute, and Jimmy announced today, I believe, that he's stepping away for a little bit after that loss to Alonzo Minifield last week. Wants to sort some things out, doesn't know if he'll be back, so good luck to him. Ian Gary, there's Conor McGregor, Paul Craig, Darren Till, Bobby Green, Adrian Yanez, Matt Hughes, Corey Sandhagen, Paulo Costa, Vince Pichel, Calvin Cater, Michael Chandler, Yair Rosenstrike, Ticio Torres, Raquel Pennington, Mateus Nicolau, Gerald Mearshart, Yan Shannon, Chris Weidman, Shogun Hua, Tai Tuivasa. We got another Damon Jackson. So that's our big auto that we have left right now, is a Damon Jackson blue hollow laser auto. It's numbered to 25. Oh wow, a second auto. Cain Velasquez, silver. Wow. 2 in 1 box, and they're both legends. Got to see if my boy Emmanuel wants that one. So we got lucky. I wasn't expecting that. I think we did it the first week too. First time we opened Donruss, we had 2 autos in there, and so we got another one in this one. Cain Velasquez. There we go, the press proofs. Ilya Tapuria, silver. Rafael Fiziev. Marina Rodriguez. Dustin Poirier, purple. Tai Tuivasa, new crunch time for us. Starting to see the new ones. We might actually finish off a set here. Hoist Gracie, that's a new one. And the Ian Gary, the Untouchables, all of those new. So might fill in our gaps there this week with those. We go Manon Fiorot, Chuck Liddell, Uriah Faber, Ryan Spann coming up, match up with Anthony Smith, Grant Dawson, You know, they said that Grant Dawson, his next matchup was going to be against the winner of Dan Hooker and Jalen Turner, but Dan Hooker getting that win, but fracturing his orbital bone and breaking his arm. I don't know that he'll be ready for Grant Dawson anytime soon. Grant Dawson may need a new opponent before then. Shamil Abdurkhamov, that one's the hardest one to say in the whole set. Paddy Pimblett, Mackenzie Dern, Ilya Topuria, Said Nurmagomedov, Alexander Volkanovski, John Jones, Rafael dos Anjos, Hamzat, Yana Santos, Cyril Gahn, Amanda Nunes, Kaikar France, Jan Blachowicz, Derek Brunson, Robbie Lawler, Jeff Neal, Charles Oliveira, new rookie for us. The base anyway. We have them. We had the Muhammad Makayev auto redemption, and we had the Octagon canvas, and we sold that last week. So there's the base. If that person could have held out another week, they would have had that one too. Press proofs: Brock Lesnar, Daniel Cormier. Let's see here. We've got a Brock Lesnar red laser hollow numbered to 75. We're just looking for numbers here at this point because we've pulled 2 autos and a memorabilia card, so I don't think we can ask for anything more than a few colors. This one's new too. Amanda Nunes Stairmasters. Yeah, all these. Good. I think we're finishing off these sets. Octagon Marvels, Francis Ngannou, and the Crunch Time Yuri Prochazka. Yeah, I think those are all ones that we were missing before. All right, here we go. Tim Means, back to back. How about that? Two Tim Means. Colby Covington, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. Brad Tavares, Alexander Rakic, Mark Coleman, Curtis Blades, Pedro Munoz, Marina Rodriguez, Daniel Cormier. There we go, the Hangman Dan Hooker. Nathaniel Wood, Jared Cannonier, Song Yadong, Andre Arlovsky, Calvin Gastelum, Israel Adesanya, Dustin Jacoby, Lauren Murphy, trains here in the Houston area, Zhang Wei Li, Cody Garbrandt, Amanda Ribas, Kamaru Usman. There we go. We've got a Kyler Phillips. We had the Kyler Phillips. I believe that one was a blue auto that we sold. I think he was one of our first autos. That was in our second box, because our first auto was the BJ Penn Redemption that we still have, but get another rookie that we don't have already, which is always good. Press proof Nathaniel Wood. Rookie press proof here, Drakkar Close. We do have a base card of that one already. And we got Derek Lewis Silver, numbered to 99. Another Houston guy. So there we go, Derek Lewis. Leon Edwards Octagon Marvels, Alexander Volkanovski Crunch Time, and Chuck Liddell Retro Series. Good stuff. All inserts we don't have yet. And all the rookies have been different. There's a 30th anniversary in this pack. I already saw it. So stay tuned. We've hit the Alonzo Minifield 30th anniversary and Juliana Pena. So we've got the Juliana Pena left. Sold the Minifield. Misha Tate, Marcin Tybura, BJ Penn, Dan Ige, Neil Magny, Justin Gagey, Ollie Holm, tough loss last night, Alexander Romanov, Tito Ortiz, Daniel Rodriguez, Blago Ivanov, Abubakar Nurmagomedov, Caitlin Chukagian, Royce Gracie, Stipe Miocic, Piotr Jan, Merab Dvalishvili, Matt Serra, Edson Barboza, Rafael Sunsao, Leon Edwards, Jamal Hill, Andrea Lee, Jason Herzog, Authority of the Octagon, Jennifer Maya, Press Proof, Sodiq Youssef, Teo Press Proof, and the 30th anniversary is Umar Nurmagomedov. Those are numbered to 30. 10 of 30 on the Umar, so pretty good one there, considering he hasn't lost yet. Have to reach out to our buddy who's trying to build this set. So there's a third 30th anniversary card that we've pulled. I think we're still looking for a case hit though. Brian Ortega Gold Auto, the lowest that we have. I think so. Tito Ortiz Retro Series, Francis Ngannou The Untouchables, and Habib Stairmasters. So again, more stuff we don't have. Can't be much left anymore after these packs. I think we may have finished all those insert sets. We'll be really close to it. Alright, here we go. Jermaine Durandamy, Damir Ismagulov, Juliana Pena, Tracy Cortez, followed by Brian Ortega. There we go. They're just back to back in all these. Alexa Grasso, Yuri Prochazka, Valentina Shevchenko, Bilal Muhammad, Marvin Vittori, Michael Bisping, Aljamain Sterling, Julian Robertson, Derek Lewis, Robert Whitaker, Max Holloway, Forrest Griffin, Jose Aldo, Sodiq Youssef, Jalen Turner, Ricky Simone, Jimmy Flick, Matt Brown, Mike Beltran, Authority of the Octagon, Shavkat, Silver Press Proof, Dan Hooker, Chuck Liddell, Purple, and Hamzat Chimaev, Dominators, Habib Nurmagomedov, The Untouchables, and Conor McGregor, GSP Fantasy Matchups. So we got shut out on any numbered cards on that pack. Usually one in every box, where you just kind of get shut out. No auto, no memorabilia, no number. So hopefully that's the only one. Got two left. So here we go. Nikita Krylov, Li Jianliang, Henry Cejudo, Tom Aspinall, Brandon Moreno, Magomed Ankalaev, Sean O'Malley, Julia Avila, Mazvar Evloev, Tony Ferguson, Brandon Royval. Might see him fight for a title soon. I think that he and Amir Albazi are going to square off and face Pantoja. That's just my feeling. I don't think they're going to run it back with Moreno right away. I think that Royval and Albazi have earned the chance to fight for that title. So if he takes care of business, then Royval, Albazi, I think the winner should get Pantoja. Alex Perez, Leon Edwards, Jamal Hill, Andrea Lee, Mike Brown, Francis Ngannou, Chen Sung Young. There's Pantoja, Kevin Holland, Jack Shore, Tatiana Suarez, Cub Swanson. Got another Drakkar Klose. Here we go, the press proofs. Dustin Poirier silver, and we got Alexander Volkov with the silver, numbered at 99. So there we go. Fantasy matchups: Charles Oliveira and BJ Penn, Israel Adesanya, and Leon Edwards crunch time. Okay, one more pack to go. Wish good luck on this one. All right, Arman Tsarukyan, Alexander Gustafsson, Joaquin Buckley, Vicente Luque, Beneil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot, Habib, TJ Dillashaw, Johnny Walker, Vivian Araujo, Sean Brady, Jack Hermanson, Tyler Santos, Jessica Andrade, Dominic Reyes, Bryce Mitchell, Andre Muniz, Carol Hossa, Anderson Silva, Casey O'Neill, Michelle Pereira, Jens Pulver, Yair Rodriguez, and a winner from last night. First one of these we have pulled, Jack Della Maddalena, rated rookie. Let's see how many of those we have left to get. So we got the same ones over and over and over again. Might have quite a few to go. That one helps. Press proofs: Matt Schnell, silver; Ryan Hall, silver; Uriah Faber, purple. You go the Untouchables: Arnold Allen; Octagon Marvels: Stipe Miocic; and Crunch Time: Valentina Shevchenko. So nothing numbered in that one either. And that's it. So I really appreciate everybody being on here tonight. So after that UFC Fight Night card last night, we've got another one coming up this week from London. Really looking forward to Tom Aspinall and Marcin Tybura. So like I said, Austin, you want to reach out to me, and you can have that. Predator will work out something. So you can email me, Russ at orange-fire.com. You can find me on Twitter at FightCardsRuss or at OrangeFireMedia. Find me on Facebook, Russ Reneau, Reneau, or Orange Fire Media. And also check out our eBay store at Orange Fire Lots of Lots. But if you're like Austin, you can just claim stuff right on the show. So that's the way it works. That's what I like to do. Instead of people buying into breaks and spending a lot of money with very little return, you can just buy what you see. And that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. So hopefully that we do more and more of that, and this show will get bigger and bigger. And like I said, we're not going to have Select, a case of Select right away. We're working, to get things trending in the right direction here to start generating revenue here on the show. So we're going to be focusing more on bringing people on and doing interviews, getting some guests on, and then we'll grow the show that way. Start generating some revenue so that we can buy more cards. That's what we want to do. We think that's what a lot of people are here for. But also, if we can have some great content where we have some people on that you want to hear from, people in the hobby, and just some fighters maybe that collect, or just fighters in general, and some people who've been around the UFC a little while, I think that'll make things better, and that we can just keep going. So, like I said, we've got enough to open cards for a while. So nothing too urgent yet, but just things to look at in the future, and to keep in mind that it's a business. It's a tough one to break into, but we've been going 6 months almost. Next week will be our 26th show, so that's the 6-month mark. At least we made it this far, and we're going to keep at it. We're going to keep working hard and keep going, and just keep bringing you good stuff every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central right here on YouTube. And then you can listen to us on all the audio podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, we'll be on there. And I upload the audio as soon as the show's over. So if you are listening and you didn't get a chance to watch on YouTube, if you hear something, that's why I go through every card. If you hear something that you want, that you can go back and look at it. If you want to look at it and you want it, then you just let me know, and we can work something out. So once again, thanks so much for being here and joining us and making us part of your week. I hope you have a great week this week, and enjoy the fights next weekend. And we will see you next Sunday night, 9 p.m. right here on YouTube. I'm Russ Reneau. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.